8 movies that couldn't top their opening scene. Before we start, I'd like you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Tenscape. Number 8, The Dark Knight, 2008. Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight is the quintessential Batman movie. It has a ton of unforgettable moments, like the hospital explosion, the pencil murder, the truck flip, and the brutal interrogation scene. But the opening bank heist sets a high benchmark that none of those other sequences can top. Nolan wastes no time with exposition and instead dives right into the action, letting the audience catch up as the heist goes ahead. The IMAX visuals, the rising tension, and the Joker's haunting introduction makes this a perfect opening scene. Number 7, The Lion King, 1994. The opening sequence of Disney's animated musical The Lion King sees animals coming out from all over to witness the birth of Simba, their heir to their kingdom. Set to Elton John and Tim Rice's glorious Oscar-nominated gem, Circle of Life. The sumptuous colors and gorgeous landscapes make this sequence a flawless work of art in and of itself. The rest of the film is a loose adaptation of Shakespeare's Hamlet set in the animal kingdom, but nothing from that plot is as breathtaking or awe-inspiring as the opening scene. Number 6, Lord of War, 2005. Andrew Niccol's Lord of War is sort of a reimagining of Goodfellas set in the arms trade. But what's more notable than its shallow imitation of Scorsese's style is its harrowing opening montage, which follows a bullet's journey from the factory floor to a war zone and into a child soldier's head. Lord of War received an endorsement from Amnesty International for highlighting the problems with international arms trafficking, but the movie's critique of the arms industry never gets more powerful or poignant than its opening sequence.
Damn, you are good.
Number 5, 28 Weeks Later, 2007. The sequel to 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later is a surprisingly dull for a zombie movie. It's set so much longer after the zombie virus outbreak than its predecessor that most of the characters are already living comfortably in a post-apocalyptic world. But the opening prologue could be an intense, terrifying horror short on its own. It depicts the tragic backstory of Robert Carley's character as the undead break into his cottage hideout and then he leaves his wife to die so he can narrowly escape the horde on a boat. The movie never comes close to being this scary again. Number 4, Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West is a masterpiece in its entirety. The whole 3-hour epic is a love letter to westerns, providing a perfect bittersweet swan song for the genre. But its opening scene is so impeccably crafted that it's impossible for any subsequent sequence to live up to it. The setup couldn't be simpler. 3 gunslingers await the arrival of a train, and the scene runs for a good 7 minutes. Leone's unparalleled visual storytelling establishes that the 3 gunmen at the railway station are planning something awful. The little details in Tonino Dellicoli's cinematography, like the men casually playing with their guns, create a sense of dread about what will happen when the train arrives. Nino Baragli's meticulous editing gradually increases the suspense with tighter close-ups and quicker cuts. The climax of the sequence is spectacular, as Charles Bronson steps off the train and stares down his 3 would-be killers. Then he eerily plays a harmonica before gunning them all down. The movie has a ton of great moments, but nothing else that reaches those riveting heights. Number 3, Hancock, 2008. There's a terrific premise behind Peter Berg's Hancock and the title character played by Will Smith, but the script completely squanders it. The opening scene establishes John Hancock as an immensely powerful superhuman who drinks heavily and bungles a lot of his crime fighting as a result. Instead of being cheered on by the public, he's ridiculed and insulted for his drunken antics. This opening scene sets up subversive dark comedy about a bitter alcoholic Superman. However, when he teams up with a PR agent to improve his public image and the PR agent's wife turns out to also have superpowers, it totally loses the plot. Number 2, Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981. Steven Spielberg's Raiders of the Lost Ark is filled with thrilling action sequences, but the opening set piece is by far the most fun part of the whole movie. After perfectly introducing Indy to audiences, the temple escape exemplifies Spielberg's pulpy old-school style of action filmmaking. There are booby traps everywhere and a rolling boulder that chases Indy out of the cave. Spielberg creates taut suspense when Indy is nearly trapped in the collapsing temple, trying to pull himself out of a bottomless pit before the closing door seals him in. The scene culminates in Indy fleeing from a spear-wielding tribe all the way back to Jox's seaplane. 1. Up, 2009. Pixar's Up, telling the story of a widower fulfilling his wife's lifelong dream to fly their house to Paradise Falls, is a beautiful portrayal of grief. But the journey to Paradise Falls takes a weird turn that loses sight of these themes when the story becomes a big, extravagant adventure movie with talking dogs and a gun-toting blimp. The opening montage chronicling Carl and Ellie's lifetime of happiness, followed by the tragedy of Ellie's death, is easily the movie's greatest sequence, and could be taken on its own as a heartbreaking short film.
Guests. Follow me! I like you, Tim.
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.